Welcome back to Grand Garage 65. When purchasing a pre-owned vehicle, whether from a private seller or a dealership, it is crucial to ensure its maintenance history. Despite claims of an up-to-date record, it is essential not to solely rely on the previous owner's word. Standards for maintenance can vary greatly among individuals. To make an informed decision, there are 6 key categories to thoroughly assess. Additionally, if you are currently in the process of searching for a used car, stay tuned until the end of this video for a valuable tip that could potentially save you from a costly mistake. Let's delve into it. The first category I want to discuss is the major fluids, specifically your engine oil and transmission fluid. While you probably checked the oil when you were considering buying the car, I prefer to start with a fresh oil change to ensure it's clean. Unless the oil looks perfect on a clean white rag, I recommend changing it. It's a cheap and crucial maintenance task for your engine's longevity. Even if the previous owner claimed they recently changed the oil, I like to do it myself to be certain and to know exactly when it needs to be done next. The same applies to your transmission fluid. Many modern cars don't have a dipstick for checking the transmission fluid, making it essential to perform a transmission fluid change as soon as possible after purchase. The next category to discuss is the minor fluids: brake fluid, power steering fluid, and coolant. These fluids are often neglected even though everyone knows about engine oil and transmission fluid. Starting with brake fluid, even if the level is good, it can break down over time, attract water, and cause your brakes to become spongy while rusting brake components. New brake fluid is almost completely clear, so if it looks yellow or brown, it's time to change it. Next is power steering fluid. Fresh power steering fluid is basically clear, so if it appears dark, it indicates it's breaking down. As power steering fluid degrades, particles act like sandpaper inside the power steering pump and lines, causing leaks and seal breakdowns. Flushing the power steering fluid before these problems arise is much easier and cheaper. Lastly, engine coolant is crucial. When coolant breaks down, it loses its effectiveness in cooling the engine and protecting against corrosion, leading to rust and expensive repairs. Additionally, the previous owner might have used mostly water instead of coolant, which isn't ideal. The next category to discuss is spark plugs. What you want to do is pull out one spark plug and examine it. If it looks bad, you should replace all of them. Look for wear around the electrode or large carbon deposits. When spark plugs start to fail, your car runs poorly, gets bad gas mileage, and loses power. More importantly, it can cause your coil to fail prematurely. The coil, which sits on top of the spark plug, is responsible for causing it to fire. If the spark plugs aren't firing properly, it puts stress on the coil. Coils cost around $100 to replace, while spark plugs are only $5 to $10 each. It's much better to replace spark plugs than to deal with failed ignition coils. Additionally, if a spark plug fails or causes an ignition coil to fail completely, you'll end up with a misfire situation, causing your engine to run rough, stall, or even become undrivable. Let's talk about air filters, which include both your engine air filter and your cabin AC filter. Running a car with a dirty air filter not only affects fuel efficiency and engine performance, but can also cause long-term damage. Changing an air filter is very easy, yet many people forget to do it. About 92.4% of Americans don't know what a cabin AC filter is, so chances are the previous owner of your car didn't either. Cabin AC filters are usually located right behind the glove box and filter the air in your AC system. When these filters get dirty, they block airflow in your AC, leading to unpleasant smells like mildew or other garbage. Additionally, a clogged filter puts stress on your AC blower motor, which can cause it to fail. These filters are cheap and easy to replace, so unless yours looks perfectly clean, just put in a new one. The next section I want to discuss is wheels, with a primary focus on your brakes. When checking out a used car, it's not always possible to inspect the brakes without removing the wheels. This is important for safety reasons, but also because if the brake pads wear out completely and start damaging the rotor, you'll end up needing to replace both the pads and the expensive rotor. This repair can cost hundreds of dollars and even more if you take it to a shop. While you're at the wheels, also check your tire pressure. All tires, whether new or old, slowly leak air over time, so you need to periodically check and inflate them. Proper inflation prevents uneven and premature wear, saving you money on new tires. Tires are labeled with the maximum pressure they can handle, and for maximum efficiency, you should keep them close to that number. You can get a tire inflator with a pressure gauge at a big box store or use services at a gas station. Additionally, an alignment is a great way to preserve tire life. If a car is out of alignment, it will wear out tires much faster. A set of tires can cost around $800, while an alignment typically costs around $150. The one exception to this advice is if you plan to replace worn-out tires soon. In that case, wait to get an alignment until after the new tires are installed. The sixth tip for those still looking to buy a car, I call it the 100,000-mile rule. Around 100,000 miles is when cars start needing extra attention. Things can break, wear out, and need addressing, ranging from minor issues like window motors to significant problems like radiators, starters, or even the AC system. It's also when transmissions often require servicing and many warranties expire. Knowing this, many sellers try to offload their cars just before these issues arise. This doesn't mean you should avoid cars with around 100,000 miles. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.